Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Quick Guides. Yes, this time around we are looking at how you prepare your club for the new season ahead. I've done a video similar to this before for Quick Guides, but some people have asked me questions, and I'm going to do another video and cover certain areas that may not have been covered in the first video. So here we go with another edition of how you prepare a club for the new season. You want to start preparing your club the moment the season ends. Actually, with my Gloucester team, and it's slightly different for LLM versus top level sites. For LLM, you have to do more. Uh, with a Premier League side, top tier club who have got everything going for them, including lots of money, they need to do less because it's actually a lot easier if I was managing Liverpool or Torino or Real Madrid because you have a system in place. For you, you've got scouts traveling all over the world. You have no issues there. Uh, so you can actually start looking out for players. And I usually with these top clubs, I start doing it the moment the season is underway. I know my team. I know where we're weaknesses of my team. I'm thinking in terms of longevity. I'm thinking about the future. So I'm always looking for young talent. In my last video, I spoke about how I look at a player who maybe the moment he turns 28 or 27, I start thinking, okay, how am I going to look for his replacement? So I start looking for a player who's maybe 18, 19, bring him to the side, give him about 5 seasons, and then start to bring him through the squad. So that's how I make my plans for transitioning in top level side. But with an LLM side, you don't get that. With an LLM side, it's a different ball game altogether. I start evaluating my squad and I make plans to scout future opposition. In this case, for Gloucester, it's League Two. Then I talk to my board about improving training facilities, maybe work on an affiliate relationship. Then I look at my team and I go like, I don't need this player, I don't need that player. I shortlist all my transfers, and then I start looking at the wages in my club. There will be some players who have to go. There will be some management people that I need to bring in. All this needs to be done. You need to extract every single edge you can from the game, especially if you're LLM. You got no money. Chances are, if you go to the board, you want to improve your training facilities, the board is going to look at you and go like, "Dude, we don't have money." So what do? I get an affiliate deal with a club that has got training facilities that I can share with them. So I go there and I beg, borrow, and steal. Good move. Second thing you want to do with your senior affiliate is you want to try and get them to look at getting you a club that you can drag loan players from. So that's another thing that I do. So I'm always going for these affiliate deals and I'm trying my best here. Sometimes you get really crappy affiliates coming back, like senior affiliates. They cancel it because they can't find anybody. We have another one that I keep doing this every time. I beg, borrow, and steal. I have to keep doing this. If I can get a good club that can loan me players, that solves one problem. Squad evaluation is critical. There is no room for sentimentality when you're trying to get consecutive promotions. I've got really good players. Look, I've got players that I like Zach Wicker. Okay, but when we go up a rung, I don't even know whether he's going to be good enough. So his contract is 30th of June 2018. It's gonna come due in 2 months' time, in a month's time. And so for some of these players, I'm not even sure if I want to keep them. I've given Louis Hilliard a long-term contract, and at least until 2019. I reckon he might have what it takes to play in League Two, along with Joe Hanks. These are the players I kept because these guys, well, they're gonna grow. Bradley Isaacs, well, he's got a contract until 2019 too. I expect these three to be good enough to play in League Two, but this is just a best guess. You're not gonna get a very good idea until your scouts go out and your scouts get the information. You start scouting competition in League Two, and you've got to start looking at those clubs and making assessments. My team report right now. If I were to look at the team report and do a comparison, all I'm going to get is the Vanrama National League. So and we're already very low. We haven't gone. The game hasn't switched over yet. So I can't wait for the game to cross over. By the time the game crosses over, pre-season would have started. I only got 5 weeks to get ready and 5 weeks to find the players. So what do I do instead? I make sure that I am looking at League Two. So I will start scouting League Two from today. And how do you do that? What you do is you go and create a new assignment. There's only 11 days left, but my season is coming to an end. All right. Probably what I would have done is I'm a bit late into the game right now. What you could have done is you could have done this a lot earlier. Like you're gonna be going to the league next season, so you can start like 3 months before, and your scouts will go out. You got a better window. The moment the season ends, which will happen in about 11 days, you're gonna scout report come back to you. What you do is you restart it again. That's the first thing I do. The other thing that I do is I'm gonna start looking for players that I might be able to loan. So I go to clubs like Portsmouth, the ones who've gotten promoted. Then they've got an under 23 squad. Chances are under 23 squad players, there might be a possibility they could come to me on loan spell. So I'll assign my scout from the scouting pool until they get full knowledge of these players, and off they go. So one of the other things that I do is I scout the English under 23 competitions, and I hope that I can get some of these players to come on loan for me. And chances are some of these groups they won't. English under 23s group one. I doubt if any of the teams in this competition are gonna wanna come to us. Here we have Group Two, and chances are from Group Two there'll probably be a few clubs that might have players that are good enough to play for us, and there's a possibility that they will let those players come on loan with our club. So you gotta be realistic as well. You're not gonna expect the top clubs to loan you their players. So when I go to Group Four, then I got Burton Albion. We already got scouting them. Chesterfield. I only pick clubs that have. We already scouting them. I will only scout clubs where there's a distinct possibility that I can get their players on loan for me. So the biggest problem I have with Gloucester City at the moment is when we go up to League Two next season, we're probably gonna get relegated straight away if I don't have enough players in my team. And in terms of the wages, I have not been busting my wages. If you look at my wages, I've got a big buffer right now. Okay, 9253 is my budget that I have. I'm only currently spending 7,863. My committed spending is only 6,895. It's really, really low, my wage budget. So I have not been spending any money, and I want to keep it that way because I could make a budget adjustment straight away and bring it down to about 8,005 and have a transfer budget next season of 63,000 pounds. So I could be a nasty guy and I go out there and do this, but I'm still being a Scrooge. That's my plan. I am not planning on busting my wage budget next season. I have a buffer, 63,000 pounds if I wanted to. I can go here. I have a transfer budget immediately of 63,000 pounds next season when I go into League Two. It's good to know that I have the money if I need it to. But I'm not planning to do that because I still want to see whether I can get loan signings in. I'm being the ultimate Scrooge. That's my plan. Scrooge it out, try and survive, keep building this wage transfer budget up slowly until I reach a point where I think I can finally do this. I can go in and I can grab these players. I have muscle. I'm going to continue with my free transfer policy, which is what I do. So I go out there. My scouts are out scouting players, and I'm scouting by age, looking for contracts that are expiring in 3 months. Um, yeah, this is how I prepare. The preparation is rigid. I don't deviate from my plan very much. I've got scouts going out to scout the opposition next season. I've got scouts scouting under 33s for possible loans. I have my board negotiating transfer training facilities and parent affiliate. Finding a father and a mother for my club right now so they can borrow or steal the players, and basically bring my bus there and say, can I use your training facility? So that's what we're doing right now. So essentially your plan starts before the season ends. You only have 5 weeks when the season starts. It's too late. You normally start this 3 months before the season ends. So 3 months before your season ends, if you're an LLM side, you start planning. If you're not gonna get promoted, then it's not so bad. Then what you do is you make sure the wage budget is tight, like the way I've been playing. And if you need to go and bring in a player, you can, because right now, if I had got relegated, if I didn't win the title this season, I'm still in a very positive position. I could easily bring in players and just get up the league and get out of the nationals, but I didn't choose to do that. I've instead practiced something with this financial discipline, and I've got a lot of flexibility for next season. Do I want to go out there and get players in? I can. So when you're planning your surges, consecutive promotions, you got to plan it in conjunction with a financial policy. If you do it really well, boom, you will boom 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 through the seasons. The only time you're gonna have a major issue is going from League One to Championship. The gulf between League One and Championship is quite large. And that's when this is the reason why I am building up slowly. By the time I get to League One, I should be financially okay for me to do another search. So what's the difference between doing LLM and Premiership? Now, in the Premiership, when it comes to your squads, you're actually gonna have a very simple policy. You're gonna follow. If it was me, I'll follow my club DNA. So when I go into my club, I look at my players, I split them, and I split my club by age groups. Then I start looking at key positions. At that point, from that point onwards, I'm just looking to see, okay, whether you perform over the season. If you don't, usually I have a good idea whether he's performing because of the tactic or whether he's performing. So what's the difference between LLM and Premiership? Okay, with the LLM, you're gonna have to keep changing your squad, so you can't really talk about longevity. You're basically talking about financial discipline. With Premiership, it's different. Here you're talking about longevity. Here you're talking about creating a squad for the future, and then you start scouting. You start bringing players who are young. You make them fit into your squad profile. Then you have a club DNA. It's really it's slightly different ball game where you build a DNA for your club, and then you bring in players that can fit. So you need to have a very good idea of your squad selection policies. You need to have a good idea of your player attributes. So you're looking at certain positions on your pitch. You're sticking as this is one of the reasons why in Premiership I usually stick with one tactic. The only reason why I am busting and playing with different systems with Torino is because I want to do quick guides and play differently, so it's a bit more challenging. But in most cases, you can play with one tactic and maybe even two, and then you will have this ready-made template for your players. Okay, I have an AM slot that needs to be filled. Then you think, okay, my AM slot, I've got this player now. Next season, I'm gonna have to look for a carbon copy of that player. So you're basically looking for like another player who can play like him. So once in a while you might get bored, you might want to make a different tactic, and that's when you do something different. So for Premiership sides, longevity is about knowing your own club DNA, knowing the style you want to play, and therefore looking for players that fit the mold. With LLM, it's all about financial discipline. It's about keeping it so tight that by the time you go up the ladders, you actually have you're building this cash bank behind you to support you. And then when you get nearer and nearer the top, that's when you start thinking slowly. By the time I'm not planning a surge yet with my recruitment, I'm just still scouting, looking for free transfers, looking for loans. So this is how you do LLM versus Premiership. Premiership, as long as you bring them in early, no sweat. If you got the money, that's cool. If you don't have the money, then you have to figure ways of making money. Uh, just look at my West Brom saves from FM15. What I used to do there was we had this philosophy. I wanted to become $1 billion club. So what I did was, okay, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna build. So I had tactics where I could create goal scorers. So I'm gonna build this guy up until he's worth about 40 million. Okay, sell him. Put in another player, build him up. He gets another 40 goals. Okay, sell him for another 30 million. Okay, build. So I used to do that. I used to become this. I used to have a shopping window. I get a player, put him in, looks nice and proper, and I sell him, make money. Once it became a really rich club, then I had my academy and I built through and I talked about longevity. So there are different ways and means in which you can prepare, but the central principles still hold. Okay, for LLM, it's about financial muscle and financial discipline. For Premiership squad, Premiership level play, top level play, it's all about longevity and knowing your DNA. And if you're stuck in between that, then your whole goal is to become Preston North End. Literally, you become a center for excellence for other clubs. So you sell, buy, until you get enough money in the bank, then you start assaulting the titles. So I hope you enjoyed this quick guide about squad preparation. Let me know if you need to know more information. I'll try and put that up again. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me on Twitter at Busternet or on my website at addicted2fm.com. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for continuing to support this channel. You asked for this video, so I've done it for you. We'll catch up again soon. Bye-bye.